0, 1. Before I get into the topic of this video, I just wanted to show drone footage of one of the lakes that I fish. This is Hoffman Lake in Newport, PA. It's an 88-acre lake. If you're in the area or from my area, I would advise that you fish all the tree lines and fish that dock. That dock holds 4 to 5 pound bass. Also, that roadway, there's a major drop off there that goes into deeper water. A lot of people wonder why I harvest bass and they get butthurt that I do. I mean, that's their prerogative, and my content ain't really for everyone anyway. My content is really because I'm sharing what I enjoy. I'm not a professional angler. I don't know everything about fishing. I don't know everything about bass, but I do know that harvesting bass helps your waterways. There's a reason that the state has a regulation and a creed limit. If you can take out all the smaller bass, or not all of, but some of the smaller bass, your bigger bass will grow. There are so many studies that show that harvesting bass helps your waterways and helps your fisheries. But so many people are so arrogant and stuck into their selfish ways and beliefs that they don't even want to open their mind to believe that there's another way. When people ask me, why do you keep the bass? I ask them in reverse. I say, do you hunt? Most of them say yes, because hunting is a thing and it's fun. I say, do you kill the deer and put it back in the woods, or do you take the deer home and eat it? And in response, most people say that bass are nasty. They don't taste good. They taste gamey. And I understand people's perspective on that. And I understand that that's their belief. Yet the truth is, everything that's wild that we kill to eat has a gamey flavor, but it's prepared correctly to the point where that gamey flavor is no longer there. And bass is the exact same way. I realize that everyone has different upbringings and beliefs. Honestly, I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs and how they were raised to believe things. All I want to do is give a perspective on how I was brought up and what I believe, because at the end of the day, that is the most important thing in my life. Truth is, I don't always keep bass. 90% of the time I do catch and release, but that 10% of the time that I am bass fishing, I keep bass because I like to fill my freezer up with fish. In Pennsylvania, your minimum size is 12 inches and your creed limit is 6. But I fish big bass lakes in my area, so my creed limit is only 4 and my minimum size is 15 inches. I have a belief on why not harvesting is an agenda that's pushed so hard. Truthfully, bass fishing is just a big money grab anyway. They push us to buy so many different baits, from crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, spinner baits, frogs, and so forth. Do I use chatterbaits? I absolutely do, but that's about the only expensive bait that I will use. 90% of what I use is just soft plastics. I try to keep bass fishing as cheap as possible because of the money grab. Yet tournaments are a big factor in bass fishing. This is no disrespect to any tournament angler, because I understand that you guys are good at what you do, but I also understand that sponsorships play a big role in what you guys say. There's thousands of dollars involved to the men that tournament fish, and I respect that. But there is also millions of dollars involved to the companies that sponsor the men that fish. So we're told that harvesting bass is a bad thing, but in reality, bass is a fish. A fish is a fish. A fish will taste like fish. Yes, I understand that some fish are more flaky than others, and that different fish have different textures. But what I don't understand is the same people that say bass are friends, we don't eat bass, are the same people that would eat a catfish. I'm not judging, because I judge no man. All I'm asking is that people understand that there are people like me who do harvest bass and do eat bass. And I'm not saying the bass are friends, people. are wrong in their belief. But all I'm asking those people is to keep their beliefs to themselves and stop pushing their beliefs onto people who don't believe what they believe. And I'm sure there'll be backlash, and there'll be people that says fishing is just for fun. Fishing is for fun. Fishing is fun. But there is also another reason to fish, and it's called food. I got into fishing maybe about 10 years ago, and I gave it up. Yet about 3 years ago, I started fishing again. I was horrible at fishing. I couldn't catch a fish to save my life, yet I still enjoyed going out there and trying. YouTube taught me a lot about fishing. Then I started reading and studying on fish behaviors. And there was one video that I watched about harvesting fish, and it was from Tyler's Reels Fishing. He did an interview with a guy that studies fish. I don't know the name of those people. I'm not that smart. But they were talking about how important it is to harvest your fisheries, to keep the smaller fish out and keep the bigger fish growing. I'm just a small YouTube channel, but if you want to learn, check that guy out. He's very smart.